Oh,
Hey, this is Chris Igoe with Remax. I'm giving you a call. My records indicate that your house is for sale by owner. Is that true?
that's right.
That's awesome. Okay, great. How much are you asking for the property?
Did you not see the article?
Actually see two different sets of information on Zillow and then different info on Trulia. That's why I'm asking the questions. Yep. So
Okay.
what are you listed at?
The lowest one that's posted.
I've got okay, so I see 399.9 and then I've got 362.
I never posted that one. You're looking at the wrong post.
Well, that's sometimes I don't know why they do this, but both sites are actually owned by the same company, but for whatever reason they get the data wrong a lot of times. So I don't mean to get you riled up. I just don't know what the right information is. How many bedrooms? How many baths?
You have the article right in front of you.
Which is obviously wrong. That's why I'm asking the questions.
It should be right.
Okay, so work with me here. I'm interested in your property. Is it 2 bedrooms or 3?
It's 2.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Have you done any upgrades or improvements on the property?
I have.
Awesome. What have you done?
It's listed on there. You should have it on there. It should be easy to read.
Yeah, it's so I'm looking at the one. Looks like you got a upgraded pool with pavers, large backyard, newly tiled back patio. Okay, awesome. Hey, let me ask you something. Are you trying to sell the house by not having it on the market with a real estate professional? Is it because you hate realtors?
Oh, that's pretty it's pretty rough word. Hate.
I'm asking.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. Is it because you're trying to save some money and not pay commission?
Yeah, now you're talking.
All right, cool. I totally respect that. That's why everybody does. Let me ask you this: if you knew absolutely for certain that by doing business with me that 2 things would happen. One is the home would sell. 2 is you'd end up with significantly more money bottom line than you could any other way, with or without an agent. Now I know that's a big promise, but would you at least want to hear more about it? Be honest.
No, that's not the key factor for me. The key factor is the commission, and that's finding the right person.
Sure. So, well, good news. At the end of the day, obviously, the numbers have to make sense for you. I mean, that's the bottom line. And as you know, commissions are 100% negotiable. What I'd like to do, if it meets with your approval, I'd like to run an analysis on the property so that we're both fluent in terms of pricing, and then I'll email that to you. What's your best email address?
Yeah, someone already did that already, so I'm already past that.
Okay.
And I already know, and I know what I got. I know what other people sold their places for around my block. So
Sure.
That's where I'm at.
No, I respect that too. Look, I mean, I'm with Remax Direct. We've sold 15,000 homes since 2008. We're averaging 1 a day. And I do think that your property, because there's such a lack of inventory, you probably will sell it yourself. In the event that you don't, obviously I'd love to be here to be a resource for you. I'm also about creating win-wins. So you mentioned that you got an analysis from another realtor. It never hurts to get a second opinion because, as you know, I don't know how accurate the other guy is or anything like that. Although I do
analysis. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the analysis.
It's the price.
Who sells it, how much they sell it for, and who they sell it to.
Sure, it's price, condition, and marketing.
And commission.
Right.
So,
but
that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear the analysis because I've been there, I've done that,
mm-hmm.
and
you want the right buyer. You want the right buyer, right?
Yeah, well, the right buyer and the right commission and everything.
Well, the right
line. I mean, it's all a numbers game. You know what I mean? So
the numbers
at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
The numbers have to make sense for you. I get that. And the net so forget about commission. The net number, the number that's in your pocket at the end of the day, that's the one that you care about, right?
Right, and the commission reflects that.
100%. Well,
you
obviously.
sell this house for 410, and if you're giving me a commission of 4 or 5, what does that do to the 400? You know what I mean?
Sure. So
I mean,
I've got great news for you.
It's not my first house that I've sold, so
me neither.
I mean, okay, so now we're in the same boat here. So I don't know why we're talking Chinese.
So let's cut right to the chase. I'll be very upfront with you. Never have I allowed commissions to stand in the way of us doing business. Okay, what it comes down to is a number that makes sense to you. I'm not going to waste your time at all. I do believe that we can get your property sold and get you the number that you want. Let me ask you this. If you were going to get $1 million by answering this question right, what do you believe a buyer would pay for your house today?
Hopefully what I'm selling it for.
Okay. If you were going to get $1 million for nailing it right, what would that number be?
For nailing it right?
Nailing it right, getting the exact number that a buyer would pay. What's the number?
Well, what do I have it listed for? I mean, if I had it listed for that number, I would want that number or the closest possible.
Okay.
No other.
Sure.
I mean.
So the reason I asked that is so if somebody came in at 380 with the cash, is that something that you would entertain?
380?
Mm-hmm.
Not with a commission of what sometimes you guys come across. So
I'm not. The good news is I'm not some of those guys. I am the guy. Here's what I'd like to do, okay? And I do believe that I can accomplish exactly what you want at the price that you want that will net you the amount that you want, okay? But I'm in business too, so it's got to make sense for both of us. What I'd like to, and are you willing to cooperate with a buyer's agent? Let me ask you that.
Well, matter of fact, I have someone coming by Thursday or Friday, so I've talked to several people. I've got some commissions that I'm interested in that may work for me, and if things work out my way, then I may do it. If it don't, and the numbers don't jive, I don't do it.
Okay, so just so I understand what you're saying, and we're not speaking different languages, you're saying that you've got an agent coming in with a buyer, and you're willing.
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No, I have an agent that I'm going to talk to.
Oh, okay. You have an agent.
That we're going to set up a game plan and see, what the number, if the numbers jive.
Well, good.
If it
Listen.
does, if it doesn't, it doesn't, and I move on.
I absolutely think that's a great idea. You should do your due diligence, and I think you should interview as many agents as you need to feel satisfied that you've made the right decision. But I also want to ensure that I'm one of those people. In the meantime, what I'd like to do, are you against, because look, if I can drive buyers to your property via hosting a mega open house, those buyers that we drive to your property, they're your buyers. Okay, I don't want them. The buyers that are not interested in your property, I would want those. Those would be mine. Would that be something that it creates a win-win for both of us? Would that be something that you'd be interested in considering?
That happens regardless. So that's not what I want to hear. What I want to hear is, at the end of the day, what is your bottom line commission?
A number that nets you the amount that you want.
Okay, so in other words, if you sell it for top buck, what I'm asking for, you get the 3%. Anything below that,
Here's what I'll tell you, because and the only reason I'm saying this, I have not run the analysis in terms of pricing on your property yet, and I would want to do that before I have any discussion about commission. But I can guarantee you, and I hand to God, I will not let commissions stand in the way of us doing business.
You just did.
So,
what
do you mean?
I'll tell you what, I'm already past this.
Okay, perfect.
This point that you're talking about already. So I'm gonna move on. And
so let me throw this out to you.
From there, I mean, I don't want to work backwards. I'm going forward.
Okay, so let's go forward. Let's meet to discuss this in person. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, I'm cutting to the chase on the phone so we don't waste each other's time. And again, I already threw at you about the commission. You laughed.
I didn't laugh. I never laughed at you. Hold on. Put your guns
I
back in your holster.
I feel that we're not on the same page, so
we're not on the same page because you're not listening.
You don't want to waste my time.
I don't want to waste your time. I want you to put your guns back in your holster because I want us to be on the same team. That's what I want. I want to get you the amount that you need so you can move on to the next venture. Where would you go next when you sell this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I may rent an apartment for a little bit and just lay low for a little bit, look at the market and see what my next best move.
Okay. You think it would be in Boca?
Instead of running, instantly back into another house, what I mean? I want to take my time this time, as much time as I need.
Sure. So, I mean, look, what is your bottom line number? What's your number?
I don't discuss that over the phone, nor is that a question I probably would answer right off the bat. I have it listed for that price. Mm-hmm. I want that price or the closest thing to it.
Okay. And here's what I'd like from you, because again, we've sold 15,000 homes since 2008. We're averaging one a day. I know I can get your property sold, and I suspect I can get you the number.
I'm sure you can get the property sold, and I'm sure you probably sold thousands. The question is, did you sell it for the price that the buyer wanted?
98%.
The commission that he wanted. These are the important questions that need to be answered, not your statistics of
98% of list is what I get. That's my stat. 98% of list. Period. What I'd like to do with you, because you are in the process of interviewing and getting information, I'd like to meet with you and lay eyes on the property. Is it possible to get?
I'll tell you what. After Thursday, Friday, I see what happens with this gentleman, and if he fails to produce what I think is fair, then I'll move on.
Okay, so what I would ask you to do is this, because you know that you want to make the best decision based on the best information. Absolutely meet with him, but also meet with me. Meet with both of us. Compare who's got the best deal, who's got the most aggressive plan of action to get your property sold, and who's going to negotiate the fiercest on your behalf. Because I know that's me. So give me a shot. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna waste your time. Give me 15 minutes to meet with you. Let me go through the numbers. Let's make sure it makes sense. Let's put a deal together and let's get it done. All right?
Yeah, right.
I can meet you Thursday afternoon. What time works for you?
Well, that's probably the time he's gonna meet. So.
Okay, so I'll meet you Thursday evening.
Yeah, I'll probably have to move it for the next day, but I'll have to let you know.
Okay, here's what I'm going to ask in closing, and I respect where you're at. You're a nice guy. I like you. You're tenacious. I want to do business with you. If you've got a date set up with him on Thursday, then let's put something on the books for Friday. The reason I say that is I book up fast, okay? And I'm not kidding. I need to know that I've got visibility in my schedule to meet with you. You tell me what time works for you, Friday afternoon and evening, and I'll get it done.
Text me Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
And I'll probably give you a better idea. I can't give you an idea right now.
Okay, just so I have a feel, do you typically prefer afternoon or evening?
What, to me?
Yeah, just what would your preference be?
If it's a Friday, it could be early. 11, 12. Yeah, if it's a Friday. And again, I'm meeting with this guy Thursday, so.
I got it, but so here's the thing I would ask you. Don't sign anything Thursday. Hear what he has to say, absorb it, take it in, sleep on it. Meet with me. I'll put you down for 11 to 12. I'll block it off in my calendar so that I know that I have it, okay? I'll confirm it with you.
You can do what you wish to do, okay? I'm not making any promises, but what I'm telling you is that I have him already. I'm going to talk with him,
Sure.
and your best bet is to confirm with me Thursday.
Well, I will. I'll confirm it with you Thursday, but I want to at least put you down in my calendar so I know I've got the time for you. Okay?
You can do what you wish, yes.
So if you were good for, we'll confirm it on Thursday, but is that the time slot that you would want, 11 to 12?
Right.
Okay, super. So what I'll do in the interim right now is this. I'm going to text you my contact information so that you have it. Just save it in your phone. I will email you my analysis. Whether you read it or not is irrelevant. I hope you do, but we'll go through it in in a fine detail on Friday. Don't make a decision without meeting with both of us, and then make the best decision for your bottom line. Okay?
All right.
I appreciate that. Now let me ask you this. When I sell the property and get you more money than you ever thought possible, will you do an amazing testimonial and tell everybody what a great job I did?
Only if I get the commission that I want.
The net number bottom line. They're the same thing, but it's the net number. It's the money that you take home in the bank. That's what you care about.
Right.
Exactly. So when I net you more than you ever thought possible, will you do that testimonial and tell everybody how great I am?
Oh, I think you're fabulous right now.
Awesome. I think you are too. All right, super. So I've got you down for Friday, 11 to 12. We'll confirm it on Thursday night. You're a heck of a gentleman. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. All right?
Adios.
Adios. Have a great night. Fuck yeah. So 8:37. And that's how you get shit done.
Hi, I'm Rick Reyes. I live in 440 Northeast 33rd Street. I had my house for sale originally on Zillow. Didn't have much luck with it. I ran across Chris Igoe, which works for Remax, and I was able to list it with him. We had a lot of showings, a few offers, but finally by before the 90 days, he was able to get a buyer to make a bid on my house, and actually had a second buyer to put a bid on my house, and actually had them to compete pricing on my house, which actually really brought the price up for what I wanted for my home, and it came out to a perfect scenario. So I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Chris. Good job.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris Igoe from the Real Estate Cold Calls group on Facebook. I wanted to take a second to personally thank you for watching that epic FSBO battle. He was one tough customer, but I kept pushing, set the appointment, got the listing, and eventually I got him more money than he ever thought possible. If you found that content valuable, I'd invite you to join me each morning as I set appointments live in the Facebook group, Real Estate Cold Calls. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at the link below. In there, I'll discuss topics such as mindset, tonality, objection handlers, and much, much more. If getting better on the phone is your objective, join me today. Let's dominate the phones together. Get some. I look forward to connecting with you soon.